Nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change. Beware, for I am fearless, and therefore powerful. Life, although it may only be an accumulation of anguish, is dear to me, and I will defend it. I do know that for the sympathy of one living being, I would make peace with all. I have love in me the likes of which you can scarcely imagine, and rage the likes of which you would not believe. If I cannot satisfy the one, I will indulge the other. If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear. No man chooses evil because it is evil, he only mistakes it for happiness, the good he seeks. There is something at work in my soul, which I do not understand. How dangerous is the acquirement of knowledge, and how much happier that man is who believes his native town to be the world, than he who aspires to be greater than his nature will allow. I ought to be thy Adam, but I am rather the fallen angel. The beginning is always today. Even broken in spirit as he is, no one can feel more deeply than he does the beauties of nature. The starry sky, the sea, and every sight afforded by these wonderful regions, seems still to have the power of elevating his soul from earth. Such a man has a double existence. He may suffer misery, and be overwhelmed by disappointments, yet, when he has retired into himself, he will be like a celestial spirit that has a halo around him, within whose circle no grief or folly ventures. The companions of our childhood always possess a certain power over our minds which hardly any later friend can obtain. There is love in me the likes of which you've never seen. There is rage in me the likes of which should never escape. If I am not satisfied in one, I will indulge the other. Solitude was my only consolation, deep, dark, death-like solitude. The world to me was a secret, which I desired to discover, to her it was a vacancy, which she sought to people with imaginations of her own. Invention, it must be humbly admitted, does not consist in creating out of void but out of chaos. Nothing contributes so much to tranquilize the mind as a steady purpose. How mutable are our feelings, and how strange is that clinging love we have of life even in the excess of misery. When falsehood can look so like the truth, who can assure themselves of certain happiness? Satan has his companions, fellow devils, to admire and encourage him, but I am solitary and detested. It is true, we shall be monsters, cut off from all the world, but on that account we shall be more attached to one another. The whole series of my life appeared to me as a dream. I sometimes doubted if indeed it were all true, for it never presented itself to my mind with the force of reality. I was benevolent and good, misery made me a fiend. Make me happy, and I shall again be virtuous. The fallen angel becomes a malignant devil. Yet even that enemy of God and man had friends and associates in his desolation. I am alone. Man, I cried, how ignorant art thou in thy pride of wisdom! With how many things are we on the brink of becoming acquainted, if cowardice or carelessness did not restrain our inquiries? I have love in me the likes of which you can scarcely imagine, and rage the likes of which you would not believe. If I cannot satisfy the one, I will indulge the other. Listen to me, Frankenstein. You accuse me of murder, and yet you would, with a satisfied conscience, destroy your own creature. Oh, praise the eternal justice of man! It may be judged indecent in me to come forward on this occasion, but when I see a fellow creature about to perish through the cowardice of her pretended friends, I wish to be allowed to speak, that I may say what I know of her character. Thus strangely are our souls constructed, and by slight ligaments are we bound to prosperity and ruin. If our impulses were confined to hunger, thirst, and desire, we might be nearly free, but now we are moved by every wind that blows and a chance word or scene that word may convey to us. Learn from me, if not by my precepts, at least by my example, how dangerous is the acquirement of knowledge, and how much happier that man is who believes his native town to be his world, than he who aspires to become greater than his nature will allow. The world was to me a secret which I desired to divine. Hateful day when I received life! I exclaimed in agony. Accursed Creator! Why did you form a monster so hideous that even you turned from me in disgust? God, in pity, made man beautiful and alluring, after his own image, but my form is a filthy type of yours, more horrid even from the very resemblance. Satan had his companions, fellow devils, to admire and encourage him, but I am solitary and abhorred, Frankenstein. Nothing is more painful to the human mind than, after the feelings have been worked up by a quick succession of events, the dead calmness of inaction and certainty which follows and deprives the soul both of hope and fear. I am alone and miserable. Only someone as ugly as I am could love me. Once I falsely hoped to meet the beings who, pardoning my outward form, would love me for the excellent qualities which I was capable of unfolding. Learn from my miseries, and do not seek to increase your own. I could not understand why men who knew all about good and evil could hate and kill each other. If I see but one smile on your lips when we meet, occasioned by this or any other exertion of mine, I shall need no other happiness. My dreams were all my own, I accounted for them to nobody, they were my refuge when annoyed, my dearest pleasure when free. It was the secrets of heaven and earth that I desired to learn, and whether it was the outward substance of things or the inner spirit of nature and the mysterious soul of man that occupied me, still my inquiries were directed to the metaphysical, or in its highest sense, the physical secrets of the world. Why did I not die? More miserable than man ever was before, why did I not sink into forgetfulness and rest? Death snatches away many blooming children, the only hopes of their doting parents. How many brides and youthful lovers have been one day in the bloom of health and hope, and the next a prey for worms and the decay of the tomb? Of what materials was I made, that I could thus resist so many shocks, which, like the turning of the wheel, continually renewed the torture? But I was doomed to live. I am malicious because I am miserable. Nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change. The sun might shine, or the clouds might lower, but nothing could appear to me as it had done the day before. My education was neglected, yet I was passionately fond of reading. I looked upon the sea, it was to be my grave. Nothing contributes so much to tranquilize the mind as a steady purpose, a point on which the soul can focus its intellectual eye. You are my creator, but I am your master, obey. Oh! Be men, or be more than men. Be steady to your purposes and firm as a rock. This ice is not made of such stuff as your hearts may be, it is mutable and cannot withstand you if you say that it shall not. Do not return to your families with the stigma of disgrace marked on your brows. Return as heroes who have fought and conquered, and who know not what it is to turn their backs on the foe. Accursed Creator! Why did you form a monster so hideous that even you turned from me in disgust? The fallen angel becomes a malignant devil. A mind of moderate capacity which closely pursues one's study must infallibly arrive at great proficiency in that study. We rest, a dream has power to poison sleep. We rise, one wandering thought pollutes the day. We feel, conceive, or reason, laugh or weep, embrace fond woe, or cast our cares away. It is the same, for, be it joy or sorrow, the path of departure still is free. Man's yesterday may ne'er be like his morrow. Naught may endure but mutability. The different accidents of life are not so changeable as the feelings of human nature. Live, and be happy, and make others so. Of what a strange nature is knowledge! It clings to a mind when it has once seized on it like a lichen on a rock. I am not a person of opinions because I feel the counter-arguments too strongly.